I have to look. Let me
we
go
are
check the
actually
stream for a
live
second.
now.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
I need somebody to verify for me.
What? Verify what?
We're live.
That we can hear you?
Penis.
One second.
I can see that we're live.
Let me
Penis
make sure
and
the volume's...
bukkake.
Hold on, Aaron.
The sadness in my
Yeah,
heart.
make sure the volume works.
I'll make
I
sure
can
for you.
hear
One
that
second.
we're
The
live,
volume
too.
works just fine this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
what do you think
everybody
this is?
hears
A Halo stream?
Yeah.
Wait, check it again. Check it again. Let's see.
penis and
I don't hear
bukkake.
anything.
Oh.
That's
It
weird.
works now while we're listening to check it.
No, it's like
10
maybe it's just
minutes.
not loading.
It's
One second.
broken.
Hey, there's Justin.
Yeah, there's
Oh, what's
Justin.
Justin say?
Maybe it's just my internet. Sorry.
Bukkake.
Yeah, I think it's just my internet. I think I'm not so much worried about hearing those words, but I just mean in general.
Sure.
Hearing.
Understandable.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. Better person for not wanting to hear it. All right, so
People who do want to hear it.
go ahead and get a jump on this. Go through, read a quick recap from last session. So last session, you guys arrived on the Isle of Rulon. This is where the Temple of Restoration is situated, and you guys were greeted by some of the knights that were there. Basically, they as they took you up, asking if you were there for ritual services, and you agreed to that, they expressed that there were 3 main rules: do not commit violence, do answer everything honestly, and respect and obey the orders of any temple servant, priest, or knight. After this,
totally followed all of those rules.
you technically did. Arguably, you did.
Actually, we all fought violently. I thought
But we didn't invoke it first, right? So
you committed, yeah, you committed no
defended.
arbitrary violence.
They never told me not to steal.
I guess arguably. But you guys were taken into the great library there. It was there that you were situated before a large pool that had a giant clam named Kalu in it while you guys were waiting for Erla Stonesea to arrive. Once she arrived, you explained the situation with Maggie, how you attempted some spells on her previously, but none of them were fruitful. So she offered to cast a spell to see if it would work. During this time, you inquired with the giant clam, asking it some questions. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, I gotta shut my door.
The giant clam chowder.
Nice chowder.
Dova. So while she was going about this ritual, me started to talk to Kalu about Emberlost, and about finding any relics of old Anurai, and he explained that just to the east of the Whalebones Island, there is such a relic that is guarded by underwater vampires and their spider mounts. That is a potential side quest for another day.
No, not today.
Not today. Don't have that built up, so don't have expectations of going after an underwater relic.
What a shitty DM. I wanted
I
to be
know.
ready so we
I know,
can
right?
go do this
Jared,
right
I think
now.
we need to
You
go
need
sidetrack some shit.
You sidetrack me, I'll sidetrack you. Sidetrack your character right into a volcano.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yes, it would. My mind like flashed back to all the campaigns we've played, and I'm like, yes, it would. Of all the things that we have done with you know together in D&D, that would be a first.
You do that,
I
and the
would.
first NPC we find, I'm gonna get information by using an arrowhead.
Oh no, no! We don't need that. But
Yeah.
you were able to find out once Erla was done casting the spell that she attempted to cast dispel evil and good on the cowbell, which did not work. She also attempted to or she then attempted to cast raise dead to see, or no, sorry, first she attempted to cast dispel good and evil, then she attempted to cast dispel magic on the cowbell. So that cowbell actually has no more magic within it. It is just a standard cowbell now. But she then did cast Raise Dead on Maggie. Unfortunately, this was not fruitful, claiming that something was holding her soul back. So that then led to you guys staying the evening and preparing for the ritual the next day. During this time, you guys got some baths, you got yourselves cleaned up, and me snuck around and decided to steal a golden seashell from Erla's room, which he eventually took back to the ship and was there to talk with Emberlost, which you and I never even discussed that.
No, we didn't.
No.
What you
Never
talk
did.
about me?
What they've talked about is beyond the fathoms of even the DM. But
Because I was gonna ask him if he could remember any names, and I was gonna summon the spirit of somebody that he knew.
oh,
Just chat.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
That's what.
Huh.
That's what I was going to do on the ship.
Oh, that's interesting. I actually would feel that remembering names might be something of some difficulty of his, and it would be something that would need time, because it would be something he'd have to process, because that'd be a lot of pain
Disgusting.
associated
There's
with names.
an ad on this filthy, disgusting Twitch channel. Hold on, I gotta fix that.
The fuck? Why is there an ad on my Twitch channel? I have those turned off.
Hold on, I'm fixing this immediately.
Yeah, immediately unsubscribe.
Immediately.
I am down. I am down. Wait, seriously? It played an ad?
When you first started up, if you're not subscribed. So there we go. I fixed it.
Yeah, I
At
can't.
the beginning.
I can't stop that. That's just because I'm an affiliate.
It's okay. I fixed it. I won't see ads anymore.
I even have it clicked like disable pre-roll ads. Oh well.
It's fine.
Which
I
still
won't
wants
see them
their
anymore.
Good. That's right. Block me. That's all you gotta do.
No, all I did was give you Bezos money for a 3-month streak.
Oh hell yeah! There you go. There, it's fixed. Beautiful. Love it. Good man. All right.
See that, Twitch? I'm not a bot. I'm a real person who's in the street.
Totally. So, the next morning, you guys woke up, and you began to go through the ritual of life here at the temple. First was cleansing Maggie's body of any cleaning her wounds and any dirt and debris that was on her, with Iluna and Albina helping Erla saying some prayers. You then moved on where you were to call to the soul in order to allow it to venture closer so that it could be reunited. This is where you got to speak some stories of Maggie. Iluna spoke about meeting her and making the friendship bracelets. Me talked about how he brought Tobin back, he was offering a soul coin to help bring Maggie back. Tobin talked about a song that she hummed while she was helping him at the tavern, which brought back some memories of his wife and daughter. Zelene talked about how they bonded over their past, where both of them, against their will, were turned into, animalistic variations, and explained that in the darkest times, the dimmest light shines like a beacon, and you must find that light, however faint, and let it guide you out of the darkness. Albina, with the aid of Rafa, looking like Maisie, talked about the friendship bracelets and braiding her hair, and spending time together. And lastly, Reginald talked about the time when he was out in the garden tending the flowers, and how Maggie was out there playing and talking about how she was helping them grow, and how he felt that she brought life and growth to those around her. After this, you were taken over to the room to allow the waters of Dunan to shit. Oh my god. My whole fucking hell. 1 second. My whole thing just crashed.
Oh no! Like just your web?
No. Just it. No, it was a few windows. I still have most of them. Hold on. What the fuck was that? All right, that was weird. Okay. All right, I got him up. So back to where I was. There we go. Yeah. So you were taken over into the room where her body was lowered down into a pool of water. This was to prepare the vessel in order to move on to the next step, where the soul would be called from the void. And this was done with some items that reflected upon her, one of these being the symbol of Shantea, which was a symbol that her was indicative of her family's religion. There was the 3 friendship bracelets, as well as the soul coin. Finally, she was taken over into the into the joining room, the very last room where our adventurers currently stand, and she was lowered into a pool that had a ritual circle within it, and this is where Erla began to speak in a language that was semi-understood by Smith and Albina. She was speaking in Aquan. And as the water began to churn,
don't forget
you caught, yes. You caught
kind of
bits,
understood.
You caught bits and pieces of it. Yes. So, unfortunately, as Erla said, something approaches. A portal burst from nothingness behind all of you, and stepping out of it was a red-skinned and horned creature, a devilish-looking creature that was dragging Maggie's body that was attached to him by a chain. She was battered and bruised, and there were some chain devils as well as some imps that appeared in the pool, in the crescent pool around you, that was churning with boiling water. As this happened, the devilish figure said, I was under the impression that this soul was mine. And that is when the voice of Almo Grazov kind of broke through and said that they killed me. They killed one of me. So and I do apologize. I did misspeak. We addressed that before the session started. I did misspeak. I meant for it to say the deal with my brother is now altered. So if you want her soul, kill them all. And then you guys saw the face of Almo, with Smith remembering it as he is wearing Almo's robes of necromancy. And Almo basically said, that's right, you killed one of me and you stole my robes, so I stole the soul of that little girl. Fuck you, Phandalin Five. The name doesn't even make sense. You had more than that even when you fought me, but you think it's that easy to kill a necromancer? Fuck you. I have phylacteries all over the Sword Coast. You'll never be rid of me, and my family grows stronger every day. He then waved his hand and said, Ostrogoth, do with them what you want. Kill them and be rid be rid of them and the girls yours for all eternity. So at this point, combat broke out. And luckily through some excellent spellcrafting, you guys were able to defeat them, but you were also able to keep Maggie's body from getting damaged in the process and having to restart the entire ritual all over again. In the end, you guys were able to defeat the devilish figure who was sent back from the void from whence he came, and Maggie's soul was reunited with her body as she, breathed a gasping breath when that happened, and she had this very kind of like gaunt look at her face as she's kind of like murmuring about the horrors she had seen. So that is where we're gonna pick up. We're gonna say it's just minutes after that. Maybe there's been like a moment to breathe. The Knights of Rulon are going around securing the area and making sure that nothing broke through and that there's nothing lingering in the area. So you guys have free action.
I'm just gonna go with them to kind of go travel, make sure everything is secure.
Okay.
Iluna's guess looking after Maggie. She's concerned about her time with that devil. And ask her, I don't know, just say we're so glad you made it back to us. But we can only imagine your time there, and I guess ask the acolytes or someone to help take her to a comfortable place. That probably makes sense.
Yeah, they nod, and they say, yes, we have a room set up, for this, so please, you may help move her, as I'm sure her body is going to be, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to readjust.
Okay, I can imagine.
Uh,
I guess
so-
she would just tentatively ask, has anything like that come through there before?
You see Erla, she stands up and she's kind of looking around as well. And when you ask this, she kind of shrugs, and she says, I can't say it's been exactly like that, but forces from the void don't necessarily like when you take something of theirs. Unfortunately, we did not know the case of this young girl, of why her soul was trapped on the other side. Now, it is clear that there was a contract made with her name in it, that those spells would not be able to break. So
That's something we'll have to look into. But your knights and the others, they gave up their lives. Is there something you can She's just hesitant to like even, I
She
don't know,
she
fully
looks at you.
acknowledge what was given to get this child back.
She looks at you and she says, each one of our acolytes and our paladins, those that take the oath of the tides, they understand and recognize the danger in what we do. And there are some that we shall attempt to bring back from the void. But there are plenty of those that recognize and accept their fate. You see, if you wish to guard a shoreline, you cannot only guard it when it is at low tide. You have to be willing to guard it when the water is up to your neck. And at the same time, you need those in the water that are able to stop creatures from reaching the shore in the first place. So those that have fulfilled their duties here on the material plane will be bound to the void to fight, to keep more creatures like that out of our rituals in the future. In fact, when that devil ripped through the void, I am sure that I heard the voices of those who had passed from previous eras here at the temple. They still fight valiantly for us.
Well, if possible, I'd like to honor their sacrifices before we leave, whenever that's going to be.
Yes, you are more than welcome to leave a donation for us to recoup our supplies, or if you have supplies of your own that if you wish to make a donation.
Ew, the Catholic Church is demanding a donation.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. 1 second, sorry.
Out of character, I was more thinking like participate in some ritual. The ritual of handing over money, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'll be talking other than in character. I got some kind of cold the past few days. And I've been coughing all night, and my voice is lovely and my throat is lovelier.
I've been battling severe indigestion. I'm starting to think it's gallbladder related, so that keeps coming and going.
Yeah.
And now I'm like
Not good.
super careful of what I eat and try to keep it to small meals and whatever. Not fun. It was rather irksome when I look up like gallstones and gallbladder issues, and it's like, this usually happens with mostly women in their 40s. I was like, great. Is that what happens?
Yeah.
But right now things are
Apple
good.
juice, apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. I've
I was
looked up all
reading
sorts
those
of
are a few things
things.
that'll help.
I was looking all sorts of things. I think mostly though, I've been eating really horrifyingly, like tons of
Ooh,
Halloween
I think
candy and
that's something I've been battling with for my
like
life, I feel,
no
because
green food.
I did not know that that
Green.
was something. Yeah, that's something that it looks like people with diabetes and women and yeah, a lot of things. So I think I've just finally like it's been like 3 years that I was taking things for like those same symptoms, and then uh drinking the lemon water in the morning helped me, and yeah,
Yeah,
the
I've
probiotics
had
really
some
helped me. I don't drink the whole
bad
bottle, but I
eating
just
habits.
drink a little bit at a time.
And every time I feel
Yeah.
better, I don't let my body like calm down enough for long enough. It's usually only a day or so, and I'm back at it, and that's not working. So just e- eat healthy. How dare my lifetime of choices catch up with me? But this time of the year, tempting than typical. All sorts of seasonal snacks that I don't normally have. Ugh. Mm. Now I'm just starting to get concerned. Ooh, there is a bug.
About your health?
No, Lucas is gone longer than typical. Something happened?
Well, I don't know.
Mm, I'm wandering off for a second.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I can try to download this on my phone because it's not working.
Sorry about that. Kaylee got home. We had to talk about something.
So
You're good. You don't have to apologize.
All right. So, what were you saying after she said about how the acolytes and paladins will be managed accordingly?
I think it finished with I'd want to just pay respects, I guess. And it was suggested respects could be monetary.
Made in the form of donations. Yeah. Coin.
Not participate in a ritual or a burial or anything like that.
Well, partaking in a ritual is fine and all, but monetary compensation also drastically helps them continue their
Thanks for saving my
operation.
friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, some of you died. Trying. Yeah.
But she says, she nods and she will say, well, we will discuss your payments later. right now you
I
should.
don't sorry. I don't imagine you or anyone here has heard of that particular demon. That he said the name was a lot. I don't. A lot.
Oshwagoth? No, I personally cannot say that I have ever heard such a name. Granted, there has been a number of various demons and devils that have found their way into the temple here when we have called a spirit from beyond.
I can only attempt to imagine. But we were forever grateful that you brought Maggie back, but it seems we've learned even more that how she got caught up in that ordeal in the first place.
Yes,
You just have to go after Elmo and his family.
it seems like you have business to attend to, yes. Seems that they knew you.
They knew her, and we definitely encountered Elmo in the past, but
Unfortunately,
who
in
knows why he
the
captured
line
our
of
family the way he did.
well, fortunately, in the line of duty as adventurers as you find yourselves, the chance of garnering the attention of powerful foes is almost inevitable.
Yeah. I'm under the impression, just out of game, that like they've started to take Maggie somewhere. And,
Yeah. Her body is her body's being taken over. Well, to say that her body, she is being led over to one of the rooms down in the lower right. I just have not moved anyone. In fact,
sure.
she is. I think there is actually in this like a specific one. Is that my mistaken? Yes, that's exactly the one I thought. So down in the bottom right, there is a. I can actually move the whole party down there. She is getting moved into the room that has like the soft, ethereal blue glow. As that is the room that is set up for those that have gone through the ritual and are recovering. So.
Will we be able to get those bracelets back? It was just always nice to have that connection to her, but I'm not sure how any of that works. And it's not super important at the moment.
Well, we can check the reservoir. We will see what remains of them.
Okay. Obviously
I will BRB.
Okay.
don't
Alright.
know the ins and outs of rituals like this. It was intense before the devil made himself known.
She nods, and she says, well, oftentimes those are recovered, and they are oftentimes used in a sense, as the energy from them is used to bind the soul to the material plane, used as an anchoring point. This is why we wash the waters of Dunan over them, with them. It creates the anchor for which the soul is able to bind to the body. that process puts a strain on those items, whatever they shall be. Sometimes it has been clothing that is torn and shredded. Other times they are weapons that break down in the process. But we will see
I understand.
what is left.
It's the sentiment.
I
I'm
understand.
after.
But understand this, if they hold dear to you, and they were able to create a bond between yourself and young Maggie here, then it is through them that you have built that bond, but it is potentially with new ones, with her new life, that you should create anew. As the Maggie you knew is not necessarily the Maggie that has returned.
Indeed. We've seen that just through our little Iggy. But
Well, I am going to go and speak with my clergy, and we will see to what we have to do to manage what we have left.
of course, I mostly want to tend to or look in after Maggie, as well as I'm sure the rest of us do.
Yeah, Tobin and
Is it-
Celine are, right next to her. Tobin is just like, crying his eyes out. Just, oh, Maggie, I never thought I'd see you again. I can't believe it, you're back. And she just has, where before Tobin had that 1,000-yard stare, Maggie now likewise has a bit of a 1,000-yard stare, as the act of being ripped from a devil and forced back into your material body is quite an ordeal.
I guess, well, if there's anyone else around, is there anything you give people after
I
coming
have
back?
returned.
Or you
One of
just
the
let them rest?
one of the acolytes nods and says, yes, we give them bed rest. It is best for them to take some time to breathe. Using magic and divine energy will, well, on the surface level, will heal their bodies quicker. Exposing them to magics so soon has had unfortunate reactions in the past. So it is best to give her time and allow her to readjust back to the material plane.
Okay, I was considering this tincture I've made in the past, but I imagine these sleeping pills might be too much.
Well, I can only imagine she probably is quite tired herself. It is oftentimes a strenuous ordeal mentally and emotionally, but physically as well, returning to the body. You may offer her what you wish, but that is your prerogative.
Okay. Iluna would sit next to her if there's space. I don't know where everyone else perched themselves.
Use
And
walking around the entire place again.
Mm-hmm.
and like tentatively try to hold her hand and say, we're here for you
She nods.
when you're ready to talk about what happened. But we're going to try and bring you home in the next few days. I don't know.
She nods.
It'll be a journey by boat. And
Uh,
I can make you a tincture to help you calm yourself.
She just kind of nods at that as well.
I think we should let her rest.
Yeah.
Albina will probably interject. She really probably can't even understand what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, like I said, you can just kind of see that like glaze in her eyes, just staring as she sits on the bed. Tolbert and Zelene sit across from her.
I was gonna say Albina would just take off her bracelet and just slide it into her hand, and she'll take Raph out and she'll say,
Did Albina
in the ceremony?
did Albina put the bracelet?
Did it get used?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that has that was what Iluna was bringing up about
Like as far as I'm aware, there was Thistle's bracelet that she gave to us before we took this journey, and then Iluna's and Albina's. I'm guessing Maggie's is just still on her wrist though.
No, that was one that
was that taken off when it was cleansed?
Nope, that was taken off when Thistle pushed her. Remember that was something that was damaged in the initial incident that Thistle has. Because
So she had. Okay. So we have no bracelets, probably.
That like I said, I know you, Iluna, said that you were putting your bracelet as one of the things. I don't know if Albina said that she did, but Maggie did not have a bracelet, as that is back with Thistle.
Okay.
Oh,
I
see,
thought
I
she
just
said
thought that I just
she-
had to be like I was just holding it there, like.
I mean, you could have channeled it. You
You
could have had it, and you could have channeled it as part of the, the end ceremony. It's entirely up to you. There's no right or wrong way to go about this.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, Albina would not have like actually. I think I was just gonna like hold it up for everyone to see, like and
Sure.
kind of that one item that was connected to her.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I was just gonna put the bracelet on her and leave Rafa in the form of Maisie. And just tell him to keep her company.
All right. You see Rafa do that. She curls up on Maggie's lap, and there is a Maggie's eyes were straight forward, and she was just kind of like nodding to anything anybody was saying. The moment Maisie kind of comes into the picture, she looks down and her eyes kind of widen. She's not really reacting per se, but she's now just like maintaining focus on Rafa in Maisie's form.
Iluna would get out Solnasha and say that Bulba is waiting with Thistle. She
Okay.
should know who Bulba is.
Yeah, you see as she's kind of looking down at Maisie, she just nods. She's taking in as much information as she can.
Well, she would start to take her leave.
But
Okay.
yeah, I would just leave her with Rafa, and just kind of gently like rub her shoulder and then head away to give her space and yeah.
Coolio.
As someone who's come back from the dead, would I recognize
wanna
like
go talk to
anything or
me,
know to do
actually.
anything?
I'm gonna say your experience was a little different.
Okay.
Versus what you just witnessed with Maggie, of her soul being contractually bound to that devil and kind of being dragged along as almost like a pet to him. Whereas for you, well, I guess for me, it was a situation of you were drowning and were plucked essentially from the river Styx by Karen. And while you did have, while it was an ordeal, you know, mentally, physically, and emotionally, there was, I feel like there was with me, there was more of like an understanding of expectation when this happened. Like,
Gotcha.
you know, you're a pirate, you've been through shit. This is a little girl who went from being like happy-go-lucky one day with her family to being a cow for, you know, a dozen or so years, to then being transformed back, introduced to a makeshift family, and then you know, having her new home attacked by a draconic cult, rushed to a temple, rushed to a fortress, and then killed days later in a crumbling roof collapse. Like this girl,
one of her
you know,
friends.
this girl from about like a month or so ago has lived a fairly traumatic month.
Yeah. Like, wait, our time as adventurers was traumatic.
Yeah, you guys have
hers
gone
was almost at that level, and she's just a girl.
Yeah, and the difference is you guys made a choice as people to be like, we're going adventuring.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna get out.
Yeah.
Speak for
We're
yourself. I was an
adventurers.
orphan child and was dragged onto a ferocious pirate ship and forced to defend myself.
Well, true.
Like I totally didn't choose that.
All right. So with that, there is kind of the rest of the day. If there's anything anybody wants to do, because otherwise we can just kind of push things to the point of where you're picking up and heading out.
Attempting to talk to Emberlost to see if he remembers any names or anything like that, or
Sure, yeah.
And I had some topics to bring up with either Kalu or to look for in the library. They're all
Okay.
kind of the same one in one way or another, but not all of them.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I guess we can get to that.
So, but
Come on, Lucas, can't you just read my mind?
Yeah.
oh, I wasn't gonna like jump in with a mega like. Maybe you wanted to work with me first.
Yeah, I'm
Luna.
yeah, I'm pulling that up right now.
That's all.
All right. I'm gonna have to make up names.
Phenomena.
I'm gonna have to make up names.
What? You mean you don't already have ones? There's a whole lore about this Emberlost family and or not family, his people, tribe, I don't know.
Nope. Anarai was a floating settlement of the old Nethril, like, society.
I will say, I do think it's a cool idea that like Jared came up with for me. I think it's rather empathetic.
What?
Empathetic to the idea that he would be like, I'm gonna talk to Emberlost so I can bring him a friend, basically.
Oh.
Somebody from your past. It seemed rather.
Oh, it's less that and more of me's made an agreement with Emberlost to basically keep. He's
Yeah.
gonna keep helping him out, find out stuff about his past and everything, so he can keep this undead ship happy. That was the agreement they made. He's staying true to his word.
Yeah.
All right.
Just seemed a touch out of the box. But
Okay. So yeah, you that night, we'll say, this happened the night before. You make your way down to the ship. You are invisible at this moment, as you move past the guards out there. And then you make it onto the ship itself. And you are able to get down to where Emberlost's body sits in the bones.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, I want to stash the item that's worth some gold.
Okay. Where are you stashing it?
In his
I guess
booty
I
hole.
would stash it in the captain's room.
Okay. Oh. All right. So yeah, you stash that, and then you're able to go and speak with Emberlost.
Woohoo!
What do you say?
I'm gonna tell him, be like, hey, so I gained this new ability to where now I can summon some spirits on board. As I'm sure you've noticed, the Dragonborn spirit that was around for a bit. I was curious if you could remember anybody that you knew, or a personal friend, or something like that. Because I can only do it if I know their name. Their name and what they kind of look like.
Okay, let me roll. Oh, okay. There's a pause before he answers, and then you kind of hear a bit of a grumble, and he says, "What do you mean you are trying to do?"
I'm trying to bring somebody that you used to know, if you could remember her name and what they looked like, to maybe help with the deal we have of you wanted to know more about your past and so forth, or what you can remember and your culture. So I figured maybe if I can summon the spirit of somebody that you once knew, maybe it would help you out and whatnot, help out with the history. And like I said, it's something that you would have known and would have known you in a past life before you, and he gestures to the fact that he's part of the ship, became this.
There's a growl that comes from the ship. One that you, if you didn't swear, they weren't paying attention, the knights up on the shore may have heard. And then
Okay.
there's a pause, and he goes, "Thom symbol, Thawdresk. The
And I'll
wise
use.
graybeard."
I'm guessing you're going to send me the list of these so I can type it in.
What do you mean?
But you said the names, or is it all one
No,
name?
this is all one name.
Oh, okay. That's my bad then.
Yeah, you ain't that lucky.
Well, I didn't know if it was like two separate names or whatever.
Nope. It is a full name. Thausimbel Bardrisk, also known as the Wise One. Also known as Thausimbel the Wise or Thausimbel the Greybeard.
All right, I'm gonna use that ability then to, because I know I still had one free one
Mm-hmm.
because I currently have the Dragonborn.
Yep.
So I'm gonna add him to the ship then. To conjure the energy, my eye will glow, all that fun stuff. As the more flaming green skull coin will appear and disappear to forge the spirit of that person.
As this name, as you utter this name, there's a bit of a rumble from the coin. It kind of bounces a little bit. Now, are you writing this name somewhere? Are you like etching it in something to help like connect it with this soul coin? How are you doing this?
I've never really thought about that. I guess he would probably etch it, because the way I imagine it is he has like the two soul coins that are tied to the ship to where
Yeah.
they're the glowing green flame ones. Then he has his two normal soul coins.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least in my mind, the way I pictured it is the soul coins for the ships is the spirit would form around the coin, and like the
Sure.
coin would be somewhere near their chest.
Okay.
It's just cosmetic purposes. So I
Yeah.
guess he would like write the name down. He would write the name down, and to try and help the spirit come forth, he would play the music box that plays the music of the old times.
Okay. Okay. So, as you say this name, there is there's this rumble that comes from it. And as this happens, you see forming around this coin is a fairly large and imposing spirit. One that not necessarily physically imposing, but you feel a sense that you have summoned someone of great import. And as you call forth this name, you see standing before you is a old, wizened figure with a long gray beard that kind of flows in its ethereal space. And he looks around and says, "Where am I?"
Me would quickly catch him up and be like, don't be afraid or anything like that. I have called upon your spirit from wherever it was residing, eating, because I have that ability. I'm not quite a necromancer. I have some ties to the ferryman of the dead. And I just wanted to help out a friend. This is Emberlost. I have it all in my notes, and I gotta remember what it's actually called. Da, 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 da. I thought I had it in my notes.
What information are
do
you
with
trying
it?
to pull?
Just the type that. Oh, there it is. He's just part of the Amrock group and whatnot that's been gone, and I just wanted him to have. He can't quite remember everything, and he gave me your name that he remembered. So I was hoping maybe you can talk to him and help him out, and maybe if you remember anything, as I'm sure you might have
Of
some memory
course,
of
I
it.
remember it.
Maybe you know who Emberlost is, or what his real name was before. I don't know if Emberlost is his actual name. And I'll look over to Emberlost and be like, "Dude, do you remember any of that?"
An Emberlost's voice kind of shudders across the entire ship and goes, "My memories are faded from that time. The music helps connect me, but there is little I remember. The name Thorsimble Thordrisk was only one of two names that could come to mind." And there's a pause, and this figure, this spirit, says, "You have pulled me from my slumber. You dare call upon the name of the greatest king of Anarai. For what? For a pile of bones that knew my name. Of course, they all knew my name. I was the greatest of the Lost Three. I was the one who survived the Netheril." And then, before you can speak, there's a tremble from Emberlost, and he goes, "Lord Thordrisk, the only memory that comes to mind is I am sorry for your daughter, Shadrara." And he looks at him. The spirit looks at this pile of bones sunken into the front of the ship. And he says, "This creature that speaks to me."
He used to be an Anrock himself. That's the most he's told me, and it seems like he's been bound by powerful magic to be this living ship of bones.
And you see the spirit walks over, holds his hand over the skull of Emberlost, and you see the red eyes of Emberlost's skull kind of light up a moment. And then the spirit speaks again. "Versenin Bandathom, I never wanted to see you again. How dare you speak my name, to call me to this ship for what you did?" And Emberlost says, Emberlost says, "That is my name. Versenin Bandathom." And the spirit says, "Yes, you were at one time. You were one of my greatest knights. You sought the hand of my daughter, the future queen of Anarai. But your quest for power corrupted you, as you sought to avoid death, as you fought against it. And look what you have turned yourself into. An abomination. Your sight disgusts me, Verzenin. I wish you nothing but the pain and torment of knowing you never had my daughter. That she lived beyond your time. That she survived to have love and a family. That her lineage carries on to these days. And as he says that, your coin sort of shakes a bit. And this is when you hear a ringing in your ear, me.
Okay.
Do you answer it?
Yeah, I guess.
You hear Karen's voice,
Oh, god damn it.
and he goes, "What did you do?"
I was trying to keep up a deal going on. What do you mean, what did I do?
I have... He kind of pauses.
You can see through the eye.
He pauses, and he goes, "You don't understand. That soul you can't have."
I wasn't trying to have it. I just
I understand.
that was the name, and I
Yeah.
was gonna
Well-
bring it. I'm gonna dismiss it. I wasn't gonna keep it.
He's like, no. He's coming for him now. And
I'm sorry. What do you mean he's coming for him?
that soul does not belong to me. That soul never traversed the river Styx. That soul you just ripped from the Lord of the End of Everything. That's one of Jurgel's souls, the old god of the dead, the one who was here before, will always be, the forgotten one, the one who was the Lord of the Dead before Merkel. And he is coming after him, because that soul was never supposed to leave the end. Just never thought I'd have to deal with this.
Maybe if you told me the limitations of this power.
But I'm not gonna tell you every lich and every high mage and...
To me personally, this just seems like a bad part on you. Like, you have a secretary. Maybe she could have faxed me or gave me phoned a friend or something like that. Like, listen. I'm just a subordinate here.
And you
This is the
hear...
night before. This is the night
This
before
is-
we fought the devil.
This is the
right?
night
Okay.
before you fought this all.
Okay,
Yes, this all
okay.
happened, and you hear him going, how to fix this, how to fix this, how to fix this, how to fix this.
Listen, I can send the soul back. You can. Talk
No,
to
don't send it back. Don't send it back. Where do you think that soul goes when you send it back? It goes to my realms. I don't want it. I can't have it. It's not mine to have.
You won't be able to put it back where it
It
needs
can't.
to go.
If his soul steps aboard my ship, then it is all undone.
He's on the ship right now, and you said he's coming for me. What am I supposed to do now? He hates my ship. Apparently, my ship tried fucking his daughter.
And he pauses, and he says, do you know the symbol of Kelimvor?
Do I?
Roll a religion check.
I got a 13.
Okay. And he says, so in your mind, you know that his symbol, while you don't know like intricate details of it, you know his symbol is of a skeletal hand holding like the scales of justice.
The balance of the scales skeleton.
Yes.
I get
The judge of the damned. Carve that symbol into the coin. Carve his symbol into the coin as quickly as you can.
Okay.
Make a dexterity performance check.
Oh man.
Dexterity performance check.
Yeah, so it's gonna be you have proficiency with performance, and
I
instead
do.
of adding charisma, you're gonna add your dexterity, so you're gonna get a +3 to that. So it's basically gonna be the same as your sleight of hand.
Okay, do you want me to just roll sleight of hand?
Sure,
then?
you can just roll sleight of hand.
21.
Okay, so you quickly go about carving this into there, and as you do, you can see that the coin's flames are starting to kind of like burn and simmer away from being the green flames that you're used to being that of more of a purplish flame.
Hold on, I got another call on the other line.
Yeah. And he goes, no, just throw it overboard. Throw it off of the ship. Let it fall to the bottom of the sea. Let the sea have it. This will be... His soul will be bound to Kelemvor, and Kelemvor is the Lord of the Dead. He is the current Lord of the Dead. He is the Judge of the Damned. He can bestow him upon Jurgo, and it can be between them. I cannot say the repercussions of what we are about to do. What in the grand scheme this might cause, but just throw the coin overboard.
Okay, done deal. Do I get to keep the fact that I can have 2 spirits on the ship, or
I'll figure something out in the future. We'll
he
manage
just takes
this.
the coin, runs out, runs past the spirit of, I forget her name, but the Dragonborn.
Yeah,
and he just
Renara.
throws this purple flaming coin overboard into the ocean as his eyes still glowing green as he's like kind of seeing an astral projection of Charon, who I imagine is also viewing him do this.
Yeah, standing right
the
next to
green
you,
eye.
just like leaning over the railing, watching the coin and this flickering purple flame just slowly descending down into the depths.
He just slowly turns to Charon and he goes, "So, we might have started a war between various gods of the dead.
We might have started a war between 2 of the gods of the dead.
And as we threw the coin overboard,
Yeah.
you and I never met. We don't know this coin. We don't know each other.
That coin.
How do you do, Fred? I'm a pirate who's just trying to help out ferry the spirits of the dead.
He just kind of looks at you, and as he just like rubs his head, he turns, but like his cloak kind of diminishing himself as he fades into a green puff of flame and is gone.
Me just has he still has his eye glowing green, as he knows he's gone like astrally, but he knows he can still hear him and everything else. He just goes, "Listen, whatever happens, if we can fix it, I will help any way I can. Just maybe for now this might benefit us because we have the cults trying to bring back Tiamat or whatever, and now we have the gods of the damned, so maybe we can work out a deal with them. Who knows? You know what? That's your jurisdiction. I'm just a pirate."
Yeah. Karen
Your last words.
as you just hear him go, "Oh, I don't know what will happen with this, but I guess we'll see." Yeah.
Can't be that bad.
It can't be that bad.
And then we'll go on to the next day and where we're currently at.
Yeah.
Me has absolutely told
his trap shut the whole time.
I'm
me
sure.
has absolutely told no one yet.
Yep. I assumed.
He hasn't told a soul yet. All he knows is he stabbed a devil. The devil asked what the blade was, and he just kind of laughed in the devil's face. And he's patiently waiting until they're back on the ship, and he's gonna drag you away and tell him what happened if Karen hasn't already.
We go to leave, and the gods are descending.
Oh, what's that purple glow over the boat? Don't look at it. Ignore it.
Oh no, I've never seen that before. What is with like adding more gods fighting over each other
Well,
all the time?
I mean, hey.
I heard Jurgle's a great guy. He just kind of chills out in the camp and then takes care of small little tiefling girls and.
Yeah. He's one of he's a god. He's a god. He was
Yeah,
the first god.
yeah, because
But-
I've gotten the book and all that fun stuff in Baldur's Gate. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that he is also the steward of Kelimvor. So this is why Karen was like, put Kelimvor's symbol on it. Let him deal with it.
So we're like, here, let's etch out my name. We're gonna etch his name in it, and they know each other. Maybe they can talk it out.
Yeah. It'll be between them figuring out. He's like, Jurgle's like, why is this long dead king not in the realm of the end? Kelimvor's like, I don't know, but take him back.
That's it.
Why is this symbol carved on there? I don't know. They get a high enough perception check and they go, wait, isn't that Charon's name?
Yeah, are these one of Karen's? Aren't these Karen's Funtime coins? Usable at any of Karen's cacophonous cavorting carnivals? All right. So
No, me had such precise etching skills.
I mean, did well.
In the
21.
panic.
21's not bad. All right. So I know, Stacy, you said you had a couple things you wanted to handle before y'all shipped off.
Yeah, but what time of the day is it? It's just like morning. It's been like
It-
an hour.
It's been a little bit. Yeah, it's been about an hour or so. So it's still early morning. I'll probably put the clock at about 11. You guys started at first tide, so or at high tide, so I would say at least 11.
Anyhow, yeah, I wanted to talk with Kalu.
Okay. What
and
did you want to
look in
talk to
the
him about?
library. Ask him.
The giant clam.
I guess what he might know about Team Voltswarm or any of the other dragons. With the threat of Voltswarm saying he's gonna come back. So kind of truncate some of that story. Tell him what we've been up to. Thought Voltswarm and he disappeared.
He recollects and he says, after a few minutes, he says, the knowledge of this Voltsworm I have only garnered from peering into your mind. I do not know his meaning behind what he speaks. But Tiamat, the mother of all dragons, she is a being of immense power, a goddess in her own right, locked into the I gotta find that word. There we go. Locked into her divine realm and prison in Avernus within the nine hells. There has been many that have tried to bring forth her wrath to this world, but none have succeeded as of yet.
We're hoping to thwart this attempt. Well, that's our main goal.
He says, the cult of Tiamat sees to it that there are always 5 heads that control the cult, each one bound to the soul of a chromatic dragon. Find these worm speakers, end them, and stop their rituals. That is the only way you can ensure that Tiamat's fury is not brought to the material plane.
What do you know about Euleril Mortis? The dude who's trying to get the black egg that I won't show him, but will mention.
He knows you have it. And he says, that name, it is distant to my mind's eyes. I am unsure of who this one is. He says, I must think upon this. And as he says this, you see his you see the 2 halves of his clam body kind of come together.
Okay, bye. Does that mean he's done talking?
That is that. Yeah, he is thinking. I'm gonna say you would not know how much time this would take.
Okay. Can I say mentioned Ebon? Oh my god. Ebon Death, that's his other name. Right?
No, that is not his other name.
It's not his other name?
Nope. Uleron Mortis is the one that is trying to resurrect Ebon Death.
Oh. But they're tied together.
Yeah.
And they want this egg.
Ebon Death, yes. Ebon Death is a legendary black dragon.
Okay. Well, am I supposed to just wait here?
No.
Is he gonna just?
I mean, that's up to
speak
you.
My mind. Maybe is there an acolyte I can ask?
Sure, we'll say there's one of them around that's researching a book.
Will he contact me? He just kind of.
This acolyte looks over and says, well, when Kalu is unsure of an answer, he might take some time to think. I'm unsure of how long it might take. You see, he was once asked a question and had been closed off for 3 months. I'm unsure of how much time he would need to ponder on the question that you asked.
Okay.
Kalu is a wealth of knowledge, but the unfortunate downside to being one that can remember every word spoken, every image seen from the mind's eye, every sound ever heard from them, is that it is quite a library to search when pondering information.
I feel like I need to apologize if you guys can't also talk with him later if it takes a long time.
Well, Kalu is not a crystal ball, so to speak.
Okay.
he is a creature of reverence. We oftentimes seek out our own knowledge and information before we are to turn to Kalu, only in the moments of the most deep and esoteric of information, as when you provide the 90%, he is able to help you with the last 10 of it.
Well, hopefully he returns. Is there anyone here I could talk with about knowing or learning how long Maggie's been in that other plane? Is there a way to find out without asking her directly?
My understanding is that time does move differently in the other planes. As far as I know, there is not, but Erla would be the one you would want to speak to.
Okay, I'm definitely highly concerned about her. She's been through far too much for a lifetime, let alone in the short amount of time that it's happened.
Yes.
And I can imagine she spent more time in that plane than we would begin to guess. I mean, just the time it was on this plane was probably more than enough as it is.
I can understand. I can understand wanting to address that. Well, again, Erla would be the one you would want to talk to about that. I unfortunately would not have that information for you.
Well, maybe you'll come back to this library to learn more about necromancy and why Almo would have taken her soul and made such a deal in the first place.
If it is devils you are speaking of, unfortunately, they are beings of pain and torment. Oftentimes they do it. They trade souls for power. This is what I've heard of the Nine.
Yeah. Can't imagine what power Elmo received. So you said, oh my goodness, I forgot her name.
Erla. Erla.
Yeah. Could you maybe lead me to her? I'm not so sure about where everything goes in this sizable temple.
Yes. He will lead you over to her chambers. While he's leading it, just so I'm, not forgetting anybody, is anybody else doing anything during this time? I know Aaron's still just kind of, walking around, but are you doing anything specific?
No.
Okay.
Just killing time till we're ready to leave.
Cool, yeah.
Albino would want to talk to me. I don't know if he's there still.
Sure.
Or...
Say he's there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Then
okay, no, I didn't know because I know you were doing stuff with the coin.
That was the night prior we had to wreck
no.
on.
Yeah, that was the night prior. So
okay.
Yep.
She just comes up. Hey, there was this weird purple glow. Do you know anything?
I was going out for a walk on the beach and I saw this purple glowing coin, and I picked it up and put it in my pocket.
Hey,
no.
I fixed it. It's like it was someone scratched it incorrectly. I put your god symbol back on it. Here.
Like,
oh my god!
That would be the funniest shit in the world.
I used some mending, and Smith helped me with this. Here, it's back to normal.
Back to the way it was.
No.
You done?
It's
No,
rough,
Alvina just wanted to
me.
ask, do you have a moment, me? Just I
Yeah.
just want to make sure I can be there for Maggie, whatever way needed. But how did you manage coming back from the dead? And I mean, how should I be ready to help her in this journey?
He puts his little hand on it because obviously you're taller than him. So he tries to go for your shoulder, but probably only reaches your boob. But doesn't anyways. And
I'll
just
just
pats it there. Just pats it
I'll
there.
go with it.
Pats a few times, and he goes, "A lot of whiskey is what got me through. A lot of alcohol, just a lot of it, because I've already been on the seas for so long and everything else. Death was always in the cards. So whenever I was brought back, all I really, really wanted was a drink.
And
Just going off of
she'll just like remove his hand off of her armor.
Off a
Okay.
blue bay.
Well, I think we might have to wait on that for Maggie, but I
Listen,
appreciate the
I was already expecting death. I've been adventuring for a while. I don't I, this is new, I guess you could say. I was dead for maybe longest of an hour, if that.
well.
Definitely has been a couple days, and I definitely wasn't
mm,
chained up, pretty much treated like a dog of a devil, but
We'll have to
he
put
just
that on the
kind of
back burner
shrugs
for
and
now.
goes, "Alcohol fixes inside boo boos."
Mm, yeah. On another note, you was gonna be helping me try to reconcile with my god. I don't know if you have any history or knowledge of that to help me get Tempest.
Me just hears getting on a good side of a god, and he just goes, "Yep, nope, I have no idea anything about that. Nope, I just only know of Charon. I don't deal with any other gods. Never accidentally done anything. Never angered any gods. I just stick with Charon. Nope."
Well, I don't know if he's told you, but Tempest is pretty upset with me, and I'll just go to show him the scar. Yeah, this and a lot of
So that's
bleeding
what
has
that's
been
from.
happening.
I just
Yeah.
thought you've always had that and just never showed.
Yeah, no, I'm still learning everything, but it seems to be every day I wake up covered in blood, and you thinks it's more or less my god is angered. Well, I don't want to keep you from any more of your endeavors, but I appreciate this talk.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. And just remember, like I said, I only deal with Charon. I don't deal with other gods. Just yep. Never dealt with another god.
We'll leave it at that. I'll be resting if you need me.
Yep, of course. Just in the back of his mind, shit. She knows. She knows. She knows. Shit. Fuck. Shit.
How did she find out? How did she find out?
How does she know?
Meanwhile, she's just walking back to her room. Wonder what that's all about. Why is he so
Do I need
worried
to
about
kill
the
her?
gods?
No, can't kill her.
Right.
The others will expect something.
Can't kill her.
She'll
You
be your
know else is gonna
frenemy
release you.
moving forward.
She knows too much. I have to get rid of her.
Albina, me, and
Made that
you, the
all
new
up in your
trio.
head.
Right.
The next
Just having
days
a
to
full
come.
blown paranoia meltdown.
Oh no.
Karen, she knows. How do you hide a body? Can I send her your way and keep her hidden? What do I do?
All right. Smith and Seftis, is there anything you guys are wanting to do during these moments of downtime?
Not me really. Just kind of just wandering around, playing with Webster, that type of stuff.
Sick.
Playing
Who's
like
Webster?
catch.
His
My little mechanical spider dude.
Spider,
Yeah.
yeah.
Spider he stole from me. I mean, I
The
did
dwarven
give
spider
him
from
it,
Skyrim,
but-
you know.
Yep.
Enough
What about-
Nomdo.
No. Okay. Coolio.
Are we gonna get a
Uh,
long rest, or do I need to take a short rest?
Yeah. No. You guys will get a long rest after this. So I mean, you could proc it now. I don't have a combat thing planned.
We're not going to
betw-
suddenly get attacked randomly.
No, not here.
Not at this
Mm.
moment in time.
Not here.
Not a combat, just a
as-
TPK.
right-
You won't even have a chance to fight.
Right
Yeah.
before we go in the long rest, me wants to drag you into his room whenever he's coming back to rest, and
Yeah.
just tell him the gist of what occurred the night before, and just be like, "Listen, I haven't had time to tell you or anything, but he just points to his eye and he goes, Karen and I think we have it fixed, but we might have caused a war of the gods of the dead, but that's besides the point." And he just explains what happened, and he goes, "Let's not tell the group that."
Albina may know. Kill her tonight.
Albina came up, she was talking about gods. I don't know anything about that. I told her I only deal with Charon, I don't deal with any other gods. More sounds like it's your issue, not mine, but just don't go anywhere near Jurgle or any of them.
Who the fuck is the gerbil?
What?
Exactly.
Yep, that's exactly what you need to know.
Don't go anywhere
Right.
near the gerbil. It's fucking huge,
In the
man.
meantime, Albina will just before going to bed, she's just gonna oh, how come I can't I'm sorry, I'm on the app on my phone. I'm not too
Sorry.
sure how it works.
Just we'll leave it at that. We don't tell anyone. Please don't acknowledge if there's a purple glow, and just Karen and I have it fixed.
I was just gonna message
Wow.
him or sending and say, hey, just in case I haven't told you, but release. He's just gonna let him, and then she's gonna let him know she's going to bed, so he doesn't come over to wake her up in the middle. He's trying to do magic or something.
Yeah, because that only lasts for a little bit.
Let's-
You got him covered for the
Like
next
a
minute.
So
I'm going to bed. You
Or
have
your
1
magic
minute.
right now.
I'm going to bed. That's all. Oh, also I might have scored an item that might be worth some gold, but you don't know about that. We've never seen that item before in our life, and if anybody asks, they misplaced it.
There
And then
you
he'll go to bed.
Okay.
We have to kill Albina before the end of the night. We'll just blame it on her god. That's why she woke up in blood. No, I don't say that.
He's thinking it.
How does she know? How do they know? Oh god, they all know. They're against me.
All right. So Stacy, what else did you want to do? I know you had something else.
Well, I was supposed to be talking to oh my god, Ulra. about
Erla.
How? Yeah, whatever. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure
You
how
just-
that goes.
Just came out the wrong way. Because it was suggested to talk to her about Maggie, and if there was a way to find out how much time she may have spent, or even which plane she was in, or how to help her. Because she can only imagine so much of where she's been. I mean, just being chained up for like 5 or 6 days in this plane would be pretty traumatic.
Okay. So you go to speak with her, and you present these questions to her. And she listens intently as you are, taking this time. And she ponders on this. She says, well, unlike the planes that exist counter to the material plane. The Feywild, the Shadowfell, the Dreamscape. The 9 Hells has a time frame that is similar to ours. A very similar time passes there for the creatures as it passes here on the material plane. But, unfortunately, that does not call into question if the devil that had her presented her with any kind of psychological torture or torment. As they often find as their prerogative, they are able to charm and frighten souls and creatures. And what could have been, as you said, just a mere 5 days, could have seemed like an eternity to her. Now, her soul would have only been there for the amount of time that we discussed. It is, or should a mortal creature traverse into those planes, the time dilation would not affect them, but this does not speak to that devil's prerogative of a torture method such as that. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to know unless she speaks up.
And no way to help her.
Help
I
her
don't
as
know.
in?
Move through the traumatic experience, or if there's
She kind of pauses and she steps over next to you, kind of places a hand on your shoulder. And granted, she's a dwarf. Keep this in mind. So she's, probably only coming up to about here on you.
everyone touching bosoms again.
She ain't touching your bosoms, trust me. But
Listen, me was being as polite as possible.
Uh-huh.
but she comes up, she puts her hand on your shoulder and or on your arm, and she says, "You care for this girl very much. I can see. It is clear. But time often is the healer of the greatest wounds. You can seek magics as you wish. There is minor spells, lesser restoration, greater restoration, calm emotions, and those fear, fear, agonizer, scorching ray. But she says there are spells that would allow you to momentarily ease those emotions, allow you to ease those pains. And yes, while it is a benefit to not have to face those, to alleviate those pains, it is through the rebuilding process, it is through the reconciliation, it is through moving past those pains that one comes to grips with them. To wish to alleviate little Maggie of what she has been through is precious of you to offer, to want to take that burden from her. But I posit to you the greatest source of comfort you can offer her in these next few, well, no, I shouldn't say few, in these next days and weeks, even months for some, is to be there, to be present, to be a shoulder to cry on, to be a hand to hold, an ear to speak to, and to just be there to listen. Because sometimes it is the simple act of being there for someone that provides the greatest alleviation. Except when you get stabbed in the knee, that's you do want actual like medical attention. There's no pat on the back for a stab in the knee.
I
That's
heard
what
of
we
an
want, hey.
adventurer once.
Yeah.
Sage advice. No pat on the back for a stab in the knee.
That's right.
No, I understand where you're coming from, and perhaps I wasn't really seeking magic to cover up her pain. You wouldn't know if there's any account of people who wrote their stories,
Wrote
who've
whose
been
stories?
through. She's not the first to come back from a place like that. And
No.
if there's any accounts of the process other people, I can imagine it would just be so lonely to not know anyone else.
If you are speaking of others' accounts of being trapped inside of the Nine Hells, I am sure there are some. Traversal of the plains is not unknown. It is often relegated to those of a higher arcane connection, or even the divine. But I'm sure there are recollections and stories of those who have experienced that. Here in our library, it is even possible. But to have one that would provide a similar experience to what Maggie has, that I would not know. We have brought souls back that have been contractually bound. There was one I call to reference. He was a general in an army when he was a paladin, worshipped the god Kelemvor. And when he was killed, his body was besmirched with the symbol of undeath, and he was risen, an abomination against what he believed. He was brought to this temple, and his soul was eventually rejoined after he was able to put to death the necromancer that performed the rite. And it was, in fact, his wish to die, as he had lived a life of undeath for so long. He wished to be free of it. But his soul, his true soul, was trapped in a void between where he wished his soul to be in the graces of his divine ruler and of the undeath and torment of the realms of the dead. Yes. It is a tragic moment. It is unsuiting for this temple to bring one back just for them to request death. But it was an honor. Sir Winston Mills was his name. He was a joy to know.
Sounds so familiar for no reason whatsoever.
Many stories he was able to tell us.
I was hoping I remembered that one correctly, as it started to sound super familiar. Anyhow, I appreciate your time. You have knowledge and a skill set I don't imagine I will ever gain or comprehend completely.
The ability to devote one's life to the ebb and flow of life and death is not unachievable by anyone. But it is one that requires dedication. You're traveling
myself on another path entirely.
Yes, I have recognized. I've seen many a number of adventurers that have treaded the floors of this temple. I have seen every number that you can imagine. I recognize your friend's devotion, the one that wears the gauntlet of Helm. It is quite befitting to see you and her speak so much about the young girl as a guardian of her own. It is good that there are people such as yourselves, your group, that wish to do good in this world, wish to protect those that cannot protect themselves, wish to undo the binds of death and allow for life.
Albina is on her own quest as we seek out the cultists of Tiamat.
She nods and she says, "Yes."
It's not my place.
Aren't we all?
Personal choices of following her god. But thank you for your time. I'd like to check some stuff out in the libraries. But can I just send you like topics she would look into and we can decide what she would?
There's going to be very limited topics that you would have access to because again, it's No, I'm just saying, depending on the topics you send me, there may be topics that are like, because keep in mind, that library has three levels almost. And
yeah,
you know, there are certain sections that you would not have access to. So depending on the topics you send me.
I understand. But in game time, there seems to be a large amount.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm also we will address that. We will address that out of game. If you send me like a list of 10 topics.
What I was getting to.
Yeah, if you send me like a list of 10 topics that you want to research, you're only going to get bits and pieces of those because, you know, I mean, I'm going to lean the fact that Iluna's not a speed reader.
Spends a lot. She's going to spend time, maybe choose 2 or 3 topics or whatever to look into more in depth.
Yeah, I would say make sure
Just
that they
checking on
are.
her friends.
Yeah, make sure that they
Well,
are topics
if
that are
they're
like
not available
tangentially
there,
related.
well, we're not gonna new ones. They're all related to stuff she's experienced, like
I
and
get
stuff.
that. I'm just saying, like, if you say, you know, I want to research the Plains of Fire, and I also want to research Tiamat, that's two separate subjects that like don't have anything to do with one another necessarily. So you could spend time researching, you know, one of these a little bit more in depth, because again, you'll pretty much have like, you know, maybe like 12, 16 hours.
She's not trying to become an expert.
No, I know. I mean,
Spend some time. Anyhow, I just didn't want to like ask topics and take time.
yeah, just send me a
Wow.
list. Send me a list of the topics that Iluna would have wanted to look at, and we can discuss that at a out of game at a later time.
But basically, that's where she'd be.
Okay.
In the library and or checking on the state of everyone. And her typical evening routine of journaling and talking to Solnasha and I don't know, that stuff. And she can't look for herbs, she'll research.
Okay. So you can all go ahead and mark a long rest if you have not already. And as you all get an evening's rest, the next day comes. The sun is bright in the sky, and it's a bit cloudy out. There's a few clouds out. But you do hear the rousing of the various members of the church here. As you all begin to gather at the front of the church, as they are seeing you off, Erla is there, and she just as you're walking up towards the front, she sees all of you starting to come up. She's kind of standing there before the doors, and she says, "Where the fuck did you guys go?"
If you gotta ask, you don't want to know.
The bed. We're having a party.
No, it's really weird. Like, all of your tokens
we planar shipped it into Jurgle's realm.
Well,
that was no, I mean,
yeah,
it was really kind of weird. Like, all of your tokens just like disappeared on my screen.
that God war had already kicked off. We're in trouble now.
You find out being dead.
Yeah.
God war.
Hell yeah. So as you guys are all heading up to the front, you have even they're fucking gone. What the fuck? There's Iggy. Yeah, like all the tokens that I had are gone, and I can't even like recall them because they're not oh wait, yes I can. Oh, they are. Okay, fucking hell. You see them at the front as you are starting to head up, and you see Erla standing there before the door as you have all gathered, and she says, "Well, I hope your time here at the Temple of Restoration was fruitful." And as she says this, Tolbin nods, and he's like shaking his head up and down. He's like, "Yes, ma'am. We can't thank you enough for everything that you've done. Is there anything that we can do? I mean, I greatly appreciate it." And she nods and she says, "Well, that does bring me to my next point. Oftentimes, we here at the Temple we subsist on the donations provided by those that seek our services, bringing us to, if we could inquire of if you were willing to make a donation to the temple for services rendered.
This is it. This is in game. This
Yeah.
This is me. This is me. This is me groaning.
She says,
In the middle of him groaning, she's gonna
Dearly
speak up.
you.
Oh, we did need to pay for services too. Did we get that all squared away? And I'll be willing to do a donation as well. She's
Any
gonna
don-
elbow me while she's saying this.
she says, any donation is appreciated.
me gonna look at her and be like, would a sapphire ring count as a donation?
If you have if you, well, yes, it could. We could use that in trade.
He pulls out the ring of sapphire mine that is cursed and wrapped in the cloth and hands it to her. He goes, here's my donation, and continues walking on.
No, thank you kindly.
He goes, you can unwrap and put it on, do whatever you want with it to confirm its authenticity.
Oh, I trust you. We will attend to it.
Yep, trusting the guy that just gave her a cursed ring.
Does
Does anyone else know about this ring?
Actually, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Smith would.
Would I?
Yeah,
The Smithsonian?
That's the ring that makes the elves hate them.
No, that's the one. The ring that he's referring to, is the one that makes it so that you have resistance to psychic damage and advantage on saves against effects made of illusory and enchantment magic, but you have vulnerability to physical damage.
How do I know about that?
I think he asked you about
That was one of the ones that you identified back on the ship.
Oh,
You identified it for him. Oh,
yeah, because
not
the
everyone
curse
was around.
was it made you very easily stabbable, but
Yeah.
but you have resistance to the other damages.
Yeah.
I don't think identify pulled up curses, or does it?
It doesn't. Oh no, you know what? Actually, no. Yeah, it wouldn't have.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you would just know about the ring. Only me would know about the curse that he
Yeah.
got with it.
yeah, because you definitely felt more stabbable.
somehow they're
Yeah.
stabbing me, brother.
So,
So-
he just
Albina
gave
just
them a
gonna watch
cursed
him,
ring.
his complete change of demeanor
Yeah.
from the groaning to the, oh, here's my donation. She's gonna look over at him, wondering. Anyway, how much did we owe you for services rendered? And then I can add the donation in there.
Well, we never like to put a price on the ritual, but oftentimes it is more the material that we seek to recoup of what was lost. We would ask for at least 750 to cover the material costs of everything expended within the ritual.
Iluna would, I guess, look to Albina and Smith and Septis, because they should know she has these gems, because we've had them for a while.
I mean, the sapphire ring's probably worth something to help pay for the materials.
Sapphire is definitely worth a little something.
Do you tell her it's sapphire when you give it to her?
Oh yeah, like he hands her it in the cloth and kind of peels the cloth back, making sure he doesn't touch the ring to show to her that it's a sapphire ring. And he'll mention going, He'll mention about how it's a magical ring.
Well,
Also, quick question. Runara.
mhm.
Card
Yes.
game question. Runara passed, and she had my bag, so that's gone, right? Because I can delete this from my inventory.
Runara passed and she had your bag. What?
She had my
Oh,
bag
the
because I
bag
remember
of
giving her the
devouring.
bag of
Yeah, that's
devouring.
that's
know.
I
out.
was just like looking at the bottom here, and it was literally an item that says Renara has currently, and I'm like, what?
Oh
No,
yeah,
no, me
Okay.
had it because
yeah.
he
Me
was
has it.
Me has it. He has the bag of devouring because he jumped off of Runara to try putting the other dragon
Okay.
into it. She's
Yeah.
just never asked for it
So
back.
then
He
I
just
can.
has it.
Yeah, you can just remove
Well, I
that
can just
from.
change it to me has it.
Sure.
Me
Yeah.
has currently, and then I will recover it with him
Didn't
at
drop
some
it.
later point in time
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't try to eat me with it. Yeah. Yeah, I would look over to Eileen and I'd be like, yeah, I don't have enough to cover all that on my own. Well, I do, but there's some things I might need.
Just a touch out of game. Iluna would try to refer to in my bag of holding. There's still some gems.
Yeah.
It says 6 opaque, orange, 2 green, 2 white. That was from quite a long time ago.
Yep. Those were some of the ones that fell out of the hole.
But I didn't understand if it. I think I copied it and pasted it from something. I don't really know if there's 6 in total, or 6 of them are opaque. 1 is orange, 2 is green, and 2 is white.
If anything, it would be opaque orange, and then or it would be that they're all opaque. 2 of them orange, 2 of them green, 2 of them white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6 in
Gotcha.
total. Yeah, I was like, there's 2, and then it would work
yeah.
out to 2.
Yeah, it was in the notes
But
as there's an opaque one, there's an orange one, 2 green, and 2 white. I would say
Those are
opaque would
separate.
probably be opalescent, if anything.
I think those were separate from when. Are they separate from when Zash pulled the card? Because I thought Zash found them somewhere, and when they
He
went
may
to
have, because I know you
Shadow
guys,
World,
you guys still do have 6. You have 6 gems worth 2,000 gold. With there should be 3 diamonds in that lot.
Which I did get.
Because yeah, Albina has 1 and Nylor has 1.
Hey Lucas, I have a question for you.
What's up, buddy?
Can we retcon going back instead of me throwing it to the bottom of the ocean, since he has the bag of devouring and it will spit an item out once per day that's put in it into a random plane of existence? Could we argue that Charon and him threw the soul coin into the bag of devouring so it could just spit the spirit out into a random plane of existence?
Is that what me would have done?
You can add that into your. Oh.
He would have brought it up to Karen, saying we can just remove it from this plane of existence with that symbol carved in, and it's no longer our issue.
But it goes into another being, like a monster.
No. If the bag,
it's an extra dimensional
inanimate
creature.
Objects can be stored in the bag, which can hold a cubic foot of such material. However, once each day, the bag swallows any objects inside it and spits them out into another plane of existence. The GM determines the time and plane.
Oh my.
He would ask Karen if he wants to do that, or would Karen think that there's the chance of it getting spit out in his plane?
Too big.
If he thinks it's safer at the bottom of the ocean, that's fine. Lucas has to think about this one because
you know what? He's gonna say he's gonna say it is too much of a risk.
Okay, bottom of the ocean it is.
Yeah. if that thing ended up if that thing ended up in like one particular spot. Actually,
In one
I mean, it's up to me. It's up to me. I'll say that Karen says it's up to
What kind
me.
of havoc do you want to wreak?
I'll say
Nope,
it's up to me.
he'd throw it to the bottom of the ocean
Okay.
if that's what Karen's original plan was.
Okay.
He'd throw it to the bottom of the ocean.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to influence you.
Well, that's the thing. Me would definitely ask and be like, "Listen, it spits it out into a random plane of existence. That could be your plane of existence."
Yeah, and he's just like he's like the chances of it happening are just too great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with me, all
Yeah.
the luck he has.
So does Iluna offer up one of the gems?
I have no idea the value of that.
Yeah, Albina will kind of look to both Smith and Iluna and be like, what do you think we should do, guys?
We've got these gems. I just don't know the value. I don't want to. Would all of them be too much?
What do you mean?
No.
Now, would Albina and Smith know, like, roughly how much these things cost, or would someone in our
No.
group know?
No, yeah, I'm gonna
No
say none of you would know, like, you know, none of you are like jewelers or miners to have like a real sense for the value of it.
And we didn't sell any of these other ones similar to them,
no.
right?
As
Nothing
far
like
as
that. Okay.
none of those work for any of the magic they conduct, Albina or because aside from us getting these valued somewhere else, they are currently useless, especially with regards to magic.
And we'd have to go and get them valued anyway, so. How many of these would you need? Albina will push your hands forward to them.
She kind of looks at the gems in your hand and she says, well, being that none of them are diamonds, we would not have much use for them. The rituals that we perform here, we utilize diamonds more than anything, as that is the symbol of life.
Okay.
Oh, they used a diamond too, didn't they?
Yep,
I'll
because
look over
she
to
tried to
Iluna.
cast Raise Dead on her.
Me just kind of yells
how
back
many
on, "I told you it wouldn't work."
I guess we can give her.
Who else has a diamond in our group other than me?
We have there.
Iluna has 3 diamonds worth 2,000 gold each. Because there's
Guess we
5 in
should send
total.
one diamond
There's
back.
3 that Iluna has. There's 1 that Albina has, and Nylor has the 5th.
Okay.
Septis walks over and just dumps a half plate at her feet.
A what?
Half plate.
A half plate.
Oh, the armor.
What is that?
Uh,
to sell it.
It's decent armor. She nods and she says, "Oh, thank you for that. We can definitely use this for our knights. We can repurpose this."
I guess I'd hand over.
Would a diamond be enough to repay
diamond.
the
It's a-
revivify spell?
It was assessed at. Wait, were those evaluated, or is that like meta knowledge?
Yes, those
We
were.
have a general idea.
Those you did because I remember you when you went to Neverwinter the first time.
Yeah.
You brought it up, and I believe you tried. I believe that you tried getting, oh, what's his name, Elberos from the Wizards of the Sword. Or no, you tried getting Trenora, the owner of the Horde. About buying some of them, and she's like, that would flood the market. She's like she's like, this would destroy me.
She could only. She took some in trade for expensive items. I
She
think.
did,
I don't
yes.
remember exactly. But we have this, and I guess I'd hand over one.
Her eyes go wide as she looks at this, and she's like, "This is
I
quite impressive."
There was a wizard with some cards. That's all she'll say.
Some cards.
Hopefully that can cover
You
the products
risked a deck of many?
used.
Not me. But that guy's being a hero in the Shadowfell now, so
I see. Well,
some people take bigger risks than others are. I guess.
I see. Well, this is yes, this covers everything. Beyond that, thank you.
We never
And
had a
if one
chance to get them cut, so
should die again, she kind of nudges.
Yes. If anything were to
I was
happen,
wondering
absolutely.
if you might come on our boat and speak to Renara. She lost her life.
Well, I am able to.
She's as far as we're aware, she's still there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, me was gonna dismiss her spirit since she helped, so she can move on, but
she
hasn't
says,
yet. He'll quickly explain to her his powers in connection with the ferryman of the dead and whatnot, and how the ship is made of bones and is also alive of somebody who's dead. And listen, me should not be here at this temple.
I see.
She gave her.
Never mind
life
that. Come on aboard.
to
As he
assist
guides
us.
her on, I can just picture it.
Anyway, here's my bone devil ship.
Here's my undead ship, the ghost spirits I keep on here. Yeah. You do your little restoration thing. I have a better connection with the dead than you. That's why I told you it would have never worked, but you didn't want to listen.
Well, she says, yes, I will. I have spoken with Runara many a times, in fact, as she would visit the temple.
Not in this form, unfortunately.
Yeah, she one thing led to another. She revealed her true self. Oh, the storm dragon killed her, collected her heart. We got it back.
Oh.
She battle the gods. You know how that goes.
You know how that goes.
So, her
ghost.
Her soul.
We got the heart back, and the soul. It's just on this boat now, until I release it, and then it goes to the land of the dead with Karen and all that. But that's besides the point.
I don't know if you could help her, or
I can see what I can do. There is not much I can do when the spirit is... Well, I will have to see. Draconic spirits are quite strong and imposing. I may not be able to do much, but I can speak with her.
All me hears is he's better than them because he was able to get a draconic spirit.
So with that, you guys can head down to the ship. And when you get down there, you see Runar's spirit kind of, walking just kind of listfully across the ship. And when Runara sees all of you coming down, and she sees Erla, Erla walks up to her, and you see that they start talking, reminiscing about times past from recent visits. And you hear Erla mention, she says, I'm sorry that you have found yourself in such a predicament. And Runara says, well, I owe it to them for rescuing me, for giving me a decent send-off. I have good hopes for them, and I'm glad that you are able to help them. I feel my time's coming to an end, though. I feel a calling to the other side. Somewhere of a great energy, a welcoming energy.
Me just kind of says, he's like, but you're always welcome aboard. You just got to give somebody a ring. He'll give me a ring, and then I'll always bring you back if you want some sea air.
Yes, I appreciate that. And Erla, she says, well, then allow me to say a blessing upon your ship, and to see you a safe ride home. And
me just kind of groans.
Want to stay till after, I'm sorry, we meet your sister?
She's bound to the ship. She can't leave the ship, and me can always call
but
her back.
her sister could come. Oh, if you're certain.
Yeah, like that was the deal that me had with Karen, is he can call almost any spirit. He thought it was any spirit, but then an incident happened, but
Nobody knows about that.
he wasn't informed there were limitations here. Man, now that he knows, can't wait till he accidentally summons the spirit of a lich, and then the lich just comes on board.
Because the idea was to express gratitude of mentioning her sister and that she might be able to help with the egg. And
Yeah, he can resummon the spirit anytime. Hence why he told her whenever she wants to come back aboard, just give him a ring, or he'll ring her, and so forth.
Once we meet up with her,
this is
perhaps she'd
true.
want to meet up with you.
She says, well, then I look forward to your next summoning. But
He'll dismiss her if whenever they're done talking and she's ready to go.
Yeah, they'll kind of sit there and chatter for a bit while the rest of you guys kind of get yourself situated. You get the other 4 under the deck, before you set sail. And at the end, as Erla stepping off the ship, there are some of the knights down on the docks, as they are saying a blessing in the names of Dunan, the Lord of the Tides. There's a bit of a wave that comes up and kind of ushers the ship away and out to sea, as they all cast control water to
as they are doing this, before me takes the wheel, he is very much leaning over the edge of the ship, just trying to look over the edge of the ship to see if there's any glow whatsoever that he can see.
You do not see any glow in the bottom of the sea.
Okay. He just wanted to take a peek, so him and Charon both have that information because of the eye.
Yep.
Would want to give her a deep hug. She just, I don't know, the monetary part doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah. She will accept a hug. She says, just keep in mind, it is life that we must treasure, but it is death that gives that treasure worth. She says, death does not need to be the final step in someone's path, but even rejoined life.
He says to the crew with the undead goblin.
Yeah. She says, but even sometimes rejoined life may not be as sweet as the calling of the dead.
Maybe. But her life was cut so short. We had to try.
It was, and you did well. There are plenty more that we will see here. Plenty more like yourself, seeking to bring back those gone too soon, or seeking to bring back those of great import.
I think
Your
so.
your reasonings may be both.
May I hope to never come back here. And never need to.
All right. So, with that, you guys set out to sea.
You cast self-destruct.
Sweet. So does me dismiss Runara?
Yep, if she's done with the talking and she said she wants to move on for a brief period of time, he will dismiss her.
Okay. As you are as you are doing this, and you dismiss her from the coin, your normal green flames don't appear around the coin. There is an electrical charge that kind of encases the coin.
Did
And
me immediately stop this, assuming that her spirit would be going towards the storm dragon?
You are not able to stop it. As the coin this electrical energy kind of creates a bit of an arc, and it like etches into some of the bones on the deck of the ship.
You dumbass.
Oh, those bastards! Karen claimed he made a deal to get this back.
Yeah.
Probably a borrowed deal.
But you don't know what kind of deal.
Me would instantly storm into the captain's
What did we just see
thing,
happen? I'm so
kicking
sorry.
open the door, slamming it shut, and he would immediately start channeling Karen through the eye, going, "Listen, we have to talk. Too much shit has happened in the past 2 days."
A voice comes to your mind. Roll an Arcana check.
Yay, +1. That's a 9.
A voice just comes to your mind, and it's Karen. And he says, I need to rest. The deal I made was the only one I could to get you what you wanted.
So
I'm
she's
sorry.
gone now?
She's not gone. You can try and get her back.
But the storm assholes have her now.
I'll give you the information. She's in the plane of air. And yeah, they have her. Sorry, kid. And then you just hear static.
With the static before he comes out, he's gonna mumble under his breath, knowing that Karen can still see and hear everything.
Sure.
And he's just gonna say under his breath, going, "Maybe I need to speak to Jurgle myself, because my god of the dead apparently can't do spirits correctly."
Oh.
Would we have seen that that coin thing he did?
You would have
Did he
seen
do
you would have
that?
seen the coin and the lightning emitting from it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hannah was trying to touch on that. I mean, to ask the same thing. But I didn't know if she
What were
wanted
you
to
going to ask,
say or
Hannah?
do something.
Hannah. Okay. Oh. You there, Hannah?
Oh Hannah, oh Hannah.
Ooh, might not.
Me is now just kind of grumbling to
Sorry.
himself
welcome
and
back.
everything.
So, what I
Sorry, I stepped out for a second.
it's all good. Did you have a question to ask about with the coin?
And the lightning that appeared.
Oh yeah, I was wondering, did we see that all happen? Like
Yeah.
when he was dismissing.
Yeah, you would definitely see the lightning. You would definitely see it like kind of etching a bit of an like a burn almost onto the ship. The coin is still there. The coin is still there. You do have your second coin. But yeah, there was like a little charge of electricity that just kind of and then just gone. And then you watched as me kind of stormed away.
Yeah.
I'll just
I'm
look over at
guessing
you. Is that something that normally happens?
It is not something that normally happens.
Aaron?
If Aaron's even here.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh no.
No, that's not normally something that happens.
Yeah.
There's
Elena
a lot of
wanted
weird
the
stuff
same
going on.
thing, but
We just better get out of here.
possibly wait for me to come back and be like the same sort of. what
Me's
just
coming
happened.
back on the ship. He's grumbling at everything else. All of a sudden he goes, every single one of those goddamn storm cultists, when they arrive, in how many days was it?
30.
Oh, 30.
In those 30 days, I'm going to personally scatter their bones throughout the 9 realms of hell.
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah, that's sick.
Oh, he's pissed.
I'm sure. I'm sure. You got an angry. You got an angry captain here. I just imagine him like when your dad's pissed off and he's driving down the highway. It's like just.
That's literally it.
Is that enough like context clues to be like
And if you
something's happened?
if for some reason you get a flat tire, guess what? You're not holding that flashlight right no matter
That's
what.
right.
You're shaking too much.
That's
You're gonna
fucking
start
right.
crying. I'll give you fucking something to cry
I'll give you something to
about,
cry
damn it.
about. That's right. I mean, I would say that that's probably enough context clues to know that that's something that shouldn't have happened and something might be amiss.
Hey Lucas, remember how I messaged you about certain things that we might have come across on the sea? Yeah, there would be absolutely no talking now. Me's already pissed. If they show up, he's giving them one of two options.
Yeah, I figured as much.
The secret they.
Me's already pissed off. If they show their ugly mugs, it's done.
I can
He
only
knows-
imagine.
He knows who's on these seas, and he is not happy.
Well,
So do we go back to being a pilot and what are the roles we had when we first started off?
Me's just on the helm, and he
navigator
tells
and,
Emberlost to prepare to set sail, and he's just not happy.
We need the shortest route back to.
yeah, there would be there's captain, pilot, navigator, shipwright, gunner, and quartermaster.
Don't forget about the fisherman.
Yeah, the quartermaster. That was that.
Get
Aaron, I gotta send you a clip of something because of you being the fisherman.
Actually, give me 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom.
where you be sending it?
It would be on Facebook. I just got to find it here because it's a YouTube short. There you go.
Mm.
That was a noise.
That's illegal.
What's the fine? 25 gold! Don't worry, officer. I'm punishing him right now.
Tried to eat a slice of pizza on my way back up.
I posted that
Nearly choked to
YouTube
death.
short. I posted that YouTube short in the chat for you to see too, Lucas.
What?
It just reminded me of Aaron because it's based off of the Tales of the Stinky Dragon stuff that I've told you about
Oh yeah. Nice.
about how to fish properly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All you need is give to the chromatic dragon and put lightning on your fishing rod, and there you go.
There's literally a spell called Lightning Lore. Definitely play into that. Oh, man. All right.
What?
Oofa.
is that the
No, we're choking loud.
clip you? I just was like half remembering the clip you showed in good times. Where is it? The one with Cinder, I think.
Oh, the one that I just posted today.
Yeah, I think it was today.
Yeah, it was today.
Well, weapons for fighting sea monsters. That's a
Yep.
bit more extreme than just fishing. I was thinking it was like
Yeah, it's basically a lightning javelin that when you're underwater deals like more damage to sea creatures.
Like underwater spider vampires?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. All right. So, Stacy, as the navigator, I need a navigation check.
And survival? Or is this something
Yeah.
else?
Hi, Bo. Can I help you? Hey, bug.
Wait, you want some-
Yeah, my
Oh,
little.
Spider's
okay, I
already
clicked it.
vampires
There it
because
goes.
they already.
What was that, Hannah?
I was just thinking, don't spiders already suck blood? So aren't they already vampire-like?
No, spiders don't suck blood. Spiders infect venom.
Really? I thought they.
Can I get help with that roll from
Anyway, enjoy that pizza. If you want to just eat a little
Anime?
closer to the mic, though, we'd love that. Thank you.
Sure.
ASMR mukbang.
Is that one? Is it just a one?
What do you mean?
Let's find you anime. That one helping thing. What does she do?
Oh, are you?
Once per short or long rest. The ability check.
She could add a D6.
I've never remembered that even exists. Wow, a
There you
one.
go.
11 now.
All right.
Hopefully I don't navigate us too far off course, guys.
So, you guys start to set sail, being led adrift out at sea in the Sea of Swords. As you ferry along, what are you guys doing as the day ticks by?
Fishing.
Okay.
Grumbling.
Okay.
Keeping good spirits with our passengers, thanking them for coming along. Maybe talking to I don't know who. Just trying to form our next plan. We're going back to Lylon, but we've learned about this. Right, we all learned about the relic in the sea. That was
Yep.
like imparted to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
If we all wanted to look into that relic. So asking people about that type of stuff, our plans.
Tobin and Zelene will both pipe up and say, Tobin will say, well, I think it's best if we get back to Lylon, don't you think?
Yes, Lylon first. I meant the rest of us.
Oh, yeah, I
We'll
gotcha.
try and get you back safely with dear Maggie, and get you guys settled in Lylon. But yeah, just ask everyone who can venture a thought or an opinion beyond Lylon if we wanted to. Like we want this egg destroyed, but we also want to help our friend Ember Lost. Any
Wait, are you telling
thoughts?
who are you
I'm
telling
asking
this to?
all of the rest of us, even if we're not in one group. Iluna would just one by one.
Okay, I just
See if you have
want to
any
make sure because
thoughts.
I
Like
you know
if
You are all
if
privy to these thoughts.
no, if I yeah.
Gonna get a large enough crew together
well,
so we can
Albina's gonna
slaughter those
say
storm bastards. Gotta make sure
Make
that everything is okay.
okay. I tend to like jump into things sometimes and I'm not even there.
me
I'll be like
grumbling
I'll
and
be like, wait
doesn't
a minute, do we still have that bag? Do we still have that bag? Can't we just use the egg in that bag?
Renara said it wouldn't work. Her sister should be able to help us.
Wait, did she say it wouldn't work or did she say it wasn't? Okay.
She made it sound like it
I
would be
just thought-
very dire circumstances.
It would work, but it would just put in a different
I thought
plane
it
of
would eat
existence. We could be delivering it to them to their front
because it was
doorstep.
alive. Oh, see, I thought because it was alive, it would still get eaten.
Well, it
That's what
does, but
confusing to me. I didn't think it was gonna
objects
spit out
objects
somewhere.
in the bag once a day. So the way that
It's
the bag
inanimate objects.
Oh,
If it's a living
yeah, I
object,
was
the
gonna
living
say
object suffocates and
an
dies.
I mean
I
an
thought those
egg
die straight
I mean
away.
that
It's an
argues
inanimate.
yeah, that argues
It's
is
alive, right?
is an egg animate or is that an object or is that a creature? That's
Oh, as the true pro-lifer that I am, Luke.
Yep, totally.
You know what Albina's gonna say? Who speak to animals? Can anyone speak to this dragon? Can we talk to it? Right now?
It's not
The egg?
born
The baby?
yet. It's not born yet.
It's not an animal.
Can't talk.
what-
It's in an egg.
Then
Listen,
can't
as
talk
much as
to
I
it.
would love to
Isn't it-
discuss is an embryo alive or not in D&D context, I don't think Lucas wants that on his stream.
Yeah. I've made my
No, I
choice.
just meant I thought that it was about to hatch.
Mm.
I'm so confused. No, I just thought that it was like we were super worried about it hatching, and that it was like pretty much
No, we
due
can't
any of
No,
these days
we're not
here, and
worried
that's why
about
we're
it
trying to get rid of
hatching.
it soon.
We're worried. We're worried about the
Ebon
cultists getting it
or-
and forcing it to hatch.
According to Renara, it
Ugh.
was calling Ebon Death's name or the other dude, one of them.
Ebondeath.
It's a psionic beacon.
And I got the impression it was.
Wait, we don't
gonna
have
be
the egg
more
out,
like a-
right?
No.
Hold on. Finish your
It
thought,
would-
Stacy.
would-
What'd you say?
That it was going to be more like a vessel rather than. It's been a while. She gave details
I will-
to what she thought it would
I will
do.
say, as a refresher, for the information that you guys would have, the egg is vital to the ritual of Oleron Mortis, who is a member of the Black Dragon cult, one of the leaders, to resurrect and bring forth Ebondeath. That this egg is a vital key to that.
And that we can't. It's not hatching because it's not being
Incubated.
Kind of, yeah. It's
You
not
guys are
being
keeping it in
incubated
an
by a
extra
dragon.
dimensional space that it is not that like time is passing, but it's neither like it is not at its, you know, hatching point.
That's how I gathered.
Okay, and then one last quick question.
Yes.
If we were to put that egg in the bag and then destroy the bag at that moment, would that still be able to
If the bag
transport,
is
or is that
pierced or
just-
torn, it's destroyed, and anything contained within is transported to a random location on the astral plane.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay, never mind.
doesn't the destroying the bag put whoever destroys it in potential risk? Or is it not quite the same as a...
It doesn't necessarily function the same way as the bag of holding, which is that, like, if you flip a bag of holding inside out, or it's ripped or torn, all of its contents are scattered across the plane. If it's flipped, all the items just pop out. The only time where a bag of holding becomes dangerous is if it itself is placed in another extra dimensional space, like a handy haversack or a portable hole. Because if that happens, it destroys both items, and a gate appears to the astral plane, and all creatures within 10 feet of the gate are sucked into a random location on the astral plane. The gate's one way, and it cannot be reopened.
Well, guys, I'm out of ideas.
Well,
Let's just make sure we
our
keep that
goal-
thing in the bag.
Yes. Our goal is Renara's sister near Lylon. At some point. And or the whale bones or the relic.
Yep, just past the whale bones.
Oh, we also have the Chimera crew,
Yep.
which may or may not be available as an option.
You got a lot going on.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
Well,
Grumble.
Can you put him in silence for like a little bit? Mr. Grumble.
Ooh. All right. What the hell's going on? Why is that like that? Oh, shit. There we go. That's what I need to see. What is the distance there? 196 miles. Yes.
Something I kept forgetting. And I wanted to do it while I was at the temple. But just because it was downtime, not because it was the temple. Where am I? I think I have ingredients to mix together 2 more potions of rest.
Okay. If you're doing that, go ahead and, you know, take away those resources and roll up what you have to roll up. I mean, were you doing that at the temple?
I was gonna say I'd rather have done it not on a rocking boat.
Okay.
If we're not allowing for it to have been done at the temple, that's understandable.
No.
So-
I'm only asking, were you doing it at the temple? I'm just giving you the mind that you said you wanted to spend time researching books. Obviously, spending time making potions is going to take away from that.
Sorry, something is missing from the ingredients. The image that used to be there, I can't see it for some reason. That just caught me off guard. It's not super important. But I can do it on the ship
Okay.
or whenever we're still.
Oh wait, Maggie's staying back there, right?
Meg is staying where?
She's on
At the
boat.
temple, or
She's
no?
she's on the boat with you
Okay, no.
guys.
I
Yep,
had
yep.
a panic moment. I thought I left my raffle behind.
Oh yeah, no, she's there.
I was like, oh no.
Sure.
I like how you
Until
have
we
that
would've-
moment as if this isn't just like a game we all make believe and pretend, and we can't just retcon that.
Say-
It's like, oh no, I think I
No,
left
but-
Rafa back at the temple.
Well, I
I'm
was gonna
sure
tell
his
us to
DM
turn
would
around,
let
like, because I did
That-
say I left him with Maggie. I
That's
specifically
true,
said
that's
he's gonna
true.
Stay with Maggie.
That would be
And I was
really
like,
funny if I held you to that. Like if all of a sudden you guys get back, she's like, I pull out Rafa. I'm like, he's not there. She's
No.
not there. She's at the temple.
Albina would leave you guys
got
and
her.
steal the boat with me. I'm sorry. I would do it.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
So, so do you want to attempt to make some of these? While you're on the ship? Okay. Like I said, just go ahead and roll up what you have to roll. Just let me know if what you got success-wise. It's going to be an herbalism check. And then after you roll those, then we'll continue on.
Is the DC still going to be 18? Because
Yeah, because you...
gained-
Grumble, grumble.
It is true that you have gained knowledge and insight from the Journal of Medicine. This is a
Oh, proficiency with herbalism.
proficiency just allows you to add your proficiency bonus. I mean, arguably, you could say that lowers your DC by the amount of your proficiency, but then you don't add your proficiency bonus to your roll. I mean, if you catch my drift, like I said, you're doing reverse math, basically. Like, the DC is 18. You get to make an herbalism check with proficiency. So it's not just a flat D20, it's a D20 plus 4. So, like, you could roll your nature check. It's basically the same thing. So if you want to go ahead
I
and...
was rolling before.
Well, before you were rolling a flat D20.
No, I thought they were nature checks.
Potion arrest, herbalism check, DC 18. So... So if you want to go ahead... Just roll a nature check. Roll 2 nature checks. Like I said,
That's
an
what I was
herbalism check, since you're proficient, is just a D20 plus your proficiency. It's the exact same thing as a nature check. Just roll 2 nature checks. Okay. All right. So, well, you have 2 of them, but they are of poor quality. So, what these will do, just as a reminder, when somebody were to drink these, they gain the effect of a long rest in the amount of time of a short rest, so 4 hours, but they have 1 level of exhaustion until they have actually long rested. So while it would while within the time span of a short rest, and I'm willing to be a little more lenient on, you know, what a short rest is with that, but within the time frame of a short rest, you know, you were, you know, you'll get the effects of a long rest. So like Smith would get all his spell slots back, you know, Steve would, you know, get back all of his rages, but they have a level of exhaustion until they rest. So there you go. And you would also get all your hit points back technically. So. All right. Okay. So, Aaron, roll me that survival check for your fishing. Yeah, so as you have your line cast, you're kind of sitting off to the side of the ship. You throw your line out, and eventually you catch something. Kind of fights you a little bit, so I need you to make a strength check or an athletics check. Okay. So as you are fighting this thing starts to pull you, and nearly pulls you overboard, but you are able to brace yourself on the side of the ship, and you start reeling in this huge fish. Does
Fish is
anybody
back on the menu, boys?
Yeah. Does anybody go over and help him try to pull this fish up onto the deck?
It will help.
Okay. So, Albina, I need you to make a strength check.
Awesome. Let's see how much faster it goes on the app, you guys. I'm so ecstatic about this.
Oh yeah.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Which one? Sorry, a strength check, you said?
Strength check, yep.
Oh, and it sounds so great. Wow, so much
Ooh,
faster.
Nice, soft 20.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
That was
I'm
considerably
never using
faster.
the computer again.
There you go. All right, so as I imagine me is still standing there at the helm grumbling to himself.
Right back, I got a bathroom.
All right. But fuck, why did you roll initiative?
He's
but
trying to fight me.
he you is pulling this fish up, and Albina, you head over, you start to help him, and you pull this massive fish up that is probably easily 100 pounds. It's about the size of like a large dog. So got a pretty sizable fish
Is it
there.
dogfish?
What's that?
Oh my.
Is it a dogfish?
Sure. I don't know what a dogfish is, but it's
What?
Better looking than a
Oh.
catfish.
Mud
they-
puppy.
they kind of look
It has
like
pug-
little
a pug
sharks.
face. It's even
Yeah,
cuter.
they look like little sharks.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll
is it
say.
really a thing? I thought.
Yeah,
it was
it's really a thing.
No.
Yeah,
thought he was just
it
saying
looks. It almost looks like a little black tip shark.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
Yeah,
they're
we
also
will
called
we will
mud
say that's what
puppies.
this thing is.
That is so cute. I love it.
All right, so guys have a sizable fish up on the side of the deck.
Wait, is it? Sorry, I was just remembering, or trying to remember if that Dr. Seuss book had dogfish in it. The one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
One fish, two
I
fish,
get what
dog
you
fish,
said.
no fish.
No, that's exactly what I said.
Dogfish got really fucking sharp teeth. Looks sick.
But they are. I feel like they bury themselves in the sand.
You
Do
can
they
tell me
have
everything
these,
about
like,
dogfish, and
mud-
I would be inclined to agree until I research them myself.
I thought
Yeah, I
they were
believe
also
that's
called
true.
mud
Yep,
puppets.
yep.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
that's true.
All right, Aaron, you back? Nope, he's still gone.
Mm-mm.
As
He
as
left.
Albina helps pull this fish
coming
out of the
back.
sea, she just turns around and you is standing there T-posing. Jared,
Yes.
roll me a perception check.
Can I take my passive perception of 12 instead of the 7 I rolled?
I'm actually going to say because you're focusing on steering the ship, you're not going to have your passive.
Okay.
But it wasn't a huge check. You notice something land on the railing in front of you. A little insect that
Okay.
you just notice there's a little well, let me rephrase this. It doesn't fly per se, but you see on the ship itself that kind of crawls up around the side. You have a little praying mantis insect on your ship.
In the
That's
sea,
odd.
in the middle of the ocean.
Okay.
I didn't notice this apparently, so
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna. Me's just gonna try blowing it
talking
off of the
To
railing.
himself right now.
You said you're gonna. Oh, welcome back, Aaron. You said you're gonna
He's
try
gonna-
doing what?
Like just blow it off of the railing. Like
You see it just kind of like the wind's blowing it, but it's like just kind of like with those claws that it has. It's just
oh no, it's his conscience taking form like Jiminy Cricket. What the hell are you doing out here? Where'd we pick you up? The temple? Or whatever. He's just kind of grumbling.
Okay.
He'll,
Yeah, good.
you know what he does?
Yes.
He says pirate so he can summon the pirate, and he tells the rat to deal with it.
Okay. As you say pirate and the rat appears, the rat sits there and eats its pie. And then what do you say to it?
I tell the rat to deal with it.
So you see the rat climbs up on the railing. Keep my yeah,
Hold on,
good.
this is very important. We forgot to do this.
What kind of pie is it?
What kind of pie is it? Yeah.
All right, it's
Pumpkin
lemon
all
meringue.
Okay. So a little piece of lemon meringue pie. And you see that, the praying mantis is right up on this railing. And you see the rat jumps up and goes over to this thing. Before it has a chance to interact with it, the praying mantis kind of turns around towards it, and you see the rat just decay into bone.
What in the fuck?
Not even real.
But me's all alone, right?
Yeah, Me's up
Like,
there
we're
by
not
himself
there.
experiencing this.
Up there with him.
Can me roll a religion check?
Sure.
Real fast.
Sure. Aaron.
Yo.
So you pulled onto your ship a 100-pound dogfish. It kind of looks
That's
like
solid 10.
it kind of looks like a small shark.
I got a 10. He's staring at this rat. He's poking the side where his green eye is. He's going, Karen, Karen, Karen. You see this? Karen, Karen, Karen.
What does you do with the fish? The big baby shark.
Does it have a collar?
No.
You can take it for a
Because
walk.
it's a dogfish.
I mean,
Are you?
Oh, God damn it.
What?
What?
Of course,
Oh,
Jared's the one to fucking get the joke.
Of course I am.
What?
You're all
understood what he
like,
was
it's a
asking.
fish. What?
Said with a leash.
So, does you want to inspect the fish? Or what are you doing with the fish now that you have caught it? Aaron? The fuck?
Nobody laughed at his joke, so he left. Look what you did.
We all laughed at his joke. Just mostly that Lucas didn't get it straight away. Can I say Luna's trying to keep an eye on the weather?
Yes.
So often. Okay, I say that then.
The fuck did he go? He literally messaged me
enough.
saying that he was back.
He was here for 2 seconds and then
Yeah.
he vanished.
That shark hat on the dog. I think I did that with one of our dogs at one point. I might not have though.
Bo has a squid outfit.
I have a squid hat. It's purple. I got it at Kennywood.
Well, I guess until he comes back, we'll go
His-
back to.
His internet went out.
Oh, I guess we'll go back to me.
We can definitely address that. Is it someone's pet? No. It's a fish. A wild caught fish.
But yeah, I'm very much
Yeah.
just. I rolled the 10 on religion and I'm tapping near my eye, just going, Karen, 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 Karen.
He hasn't heard of dogfish either. I think he thought it was a DM creation. But that's just my guess. I could-
Welcome back, Aaron.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so Aaron, to answer your question or to respond to your statement of vampire people can have pets, those are spiders. This is a shark-like fish.
Does it look friendly or hostile?
It is flopping around on the deck as you have pulled it out of the water.
I tie
as per fishing
rope.
do.
I tie a rope around its neck.
Okay.
To kind of
I'm gonna
as
end
a
up up on
collar,
deck if
so
there's a bunch of
that
noise flopping
I can
around.
put it back into the water and try to find somebody to talk to it to see what's going on with the dogfish. I wanted
It's
to.
just a fish. It's just a random fish you caught.
What?
Dogfish is a real fish, Aaron. It's a type of fish.
Yeah.
Too.
Are you under the impression that this is a fish with dog-like features?
Sure.
It is not.
Think of it as a mako shark.
Reiterate that.
Yeah, think of it as a mako shark. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it looks like a little black-tipped shark.
You will
Oh.
try to talk to it to kind of get it to be its friend and buddy.
What are you casting?
He's just talking to it.
Okay.
Just kill it and cook it up.
The fish, yes, the fish is like flopping on the deck, and you goes up is like, so what's up? How you doing? Want to be friends? And it's just like flopping there.
He's lost his mind.
Remember, he did put a collar on it or a harness, whatever he can do to keep it stationary while putting it back into the water and then hanging overboard.
Okay, so
you
oh
my
while it's on
God.
the deck, you tie a rope around it, and then you throw it 30 feet down into the water and attempt to talk to it.
Yes.
It is a fish. Do you have a means by which to talk to a fish?
No.
I do. You should know that.
Does
You won't.
okay.
I don't think I'm talking to your fish. Sorry.
So-
I should
Wonder
talk
if
to
you
my
can-
fish.
So here's the thing. Today's session definitely took a turn that things definitely took a little longer than I expected, and we're gonna have we're gonna have like a monumentous session next time. Just because I do have a bit more of a hard out at 9. But as you are tying this rope around its neck, you notice something stuck in its gills that falls out as you tie this rope around and toss it back into the sea. We will say the rope is tied to the side of the ship or something like that.
Okay. His name is George.
Okay. As you look down to the thing that fell out of its gills, there's an instant recognition. Iluna and Smith and Seftis, as the two of you, I imagine, are up by the front of the ship.
Yeah.
And your
I
attention...
was gonna say, if that thing's flopping around, that would have gathered her.
Sure, yeah, you definitely see that. But I'm going to say, based on you wanting to keep an eye on the weather, and Smith and Seftis keeping an eye on potential dangers, the three of you notice that there's a fog rolling in. A fairly deep fog. And as this fog rolls in, and you reach down and you pick this item up, it's familiar. You've seen ones like this. This is one of Karen's soul coins, but there's something off about it. It has a purple flame coming from it, and it has the symbol of Kelemvor carved into it. And me, as you stare at this praying mantis, and you are frantically trying to connect with Karen, he goes, you hear a voice, an exhausted voice, one of drained energy from a being with seemingly endless, that goes, Jurgle. And that is where we're going to end it for today's session. Oh, wait, no. Actually, we won't.
Wait, no.
Because as this thought comes to your mind, Smith and Seftis, you notice something. Actually, I'm going to say Smith and Seftis and Iluna. The three of you notice something as you peer out into the fog around you. And that is that you hear the lapping of water that is just off to your right. And through the fog, you can see a shadow. Almost like that of another ship.
Another ship. Perfect.
And you hear
Oh,
another ship.
yes, and a father ship and a baby ship.
And me and you, as as you look at this praying mantis sitting on the railing of your ship, and you, as you hold this gold coin in your hand, alit with purple fire, you hear a loud shriek, a familiar shriek, and you hear the sound of goblinoids screaming into the air as the fog cloud dissipates around you. And you see off to the right is an old pirate crew that you have had run-ins with in the past, the Alpha Shriek Buccaneers.
Fuck them assholes.
As there's a wave.
Me would instantly scream at everybody, whoever can't fight, get down under, whoever can fight, stay up here. We're sending them straight to hell.
What direction are they?
They're immediately starboard.
I throw the shark at it.
Okay.
100 pounds.
No! What are you doing?
He's way more than.
I helped you catch this thing.
Yeah.
You just see Albina grab it by tail. What are you doing?
He's gonna take me to the other ship.
Me's literally yelling at you guys, get ready for battle.
So
Well, Albina wants that fish for dinner.
So
we're gonna have a dinner when we're dead.
What I'm going to leave you with is, as you look to the right and the fog cloud disappears, you realize this was not a natural fog. This was one masking their arrival, as you see a black rectangular flag flying high atop the mast of this ship. In the center is a grinning goblin face with pointed ears and piercing eyes, and in a bright, vibrant green color, you see the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And me and you know that this stands for Absidy's fucking goblin horde.
Oh. I would have kind of potentially would have seen them if I was paying attention and looking at it.
You were not. You were on the other side of the ship.
If I was, I would
yes.
have.
Sure. Okay. I mean, yes, to say if you were paying attention, you would have seen anything.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I not focused about that shark. But I'm just with him having that magical and non-magical dark vision.
Oh yeah, no. Dark vision is completely separate than a fog cloud obscuring your vision. So you would not have seen them through the fog cloud.
It says through magical and non-magical darkness.
It's not darkness, it's
darkness.
fog.
Magical darkness is a separate thing altogether.
Yes.
No, that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, two different things. But for the two of you, I am going to say you can see Captain Absidy is not at the helm. The one waving the flag is his old first mate, Captain Klimno.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we ending the session, or are we?
This is where we're ending the session. We can start next session up with you guys deciding whether or not there's going to be a big pirate battle.
Ooh.
I sneeze and cast fireball.
You haven't been released yet.
Yes, very true. Thank you, Smith.
Yeah, you haven't even given me water breathing or anything.
I
What
slap
the
you
heck,
with my
man?
seaweed every morning.
All right.
I done told you guys about the ABC assholes.
It's true. To those of you watching at home, thanks for joining us. Y'all have a
Penis.
good night. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.